Hello, I'm Joey. Please subscribe. Atmospheric river en route. I'm going to show you videos of some of the damage in California that happened on Saturday, the 10th, the 11th of March. That doesn't mean necessarily to expect that in British Columbia, because I think it's going to lose quite a bit of energy coming through all the different mountains. It's dumped so much of its energy that we'll be lucky that way. However, an atmospheric river pointed at California will turn its attention towards British Columbia beginning tonight. The warmer air mass will raise freezing levels to 1,500 meters today and up to 1,700 meters on Monday. Heavy snow will change to rain in the subalpine for most ranges. Note that unlike tropical atmospheric rivers that hit BC by way of long train of moisture directly sourced from the subtropics, this one is drawn up from a low pressure system that develops southwest of BC and taps into the moisture and heat. The result is that numerical weather models are having trouble pinning down where the low will develop and how it will progress through southern BC. Thank you, Jon Snow and Drizzly Bear, for this forecast. By Tuesday morning, the low will redevelop in southern Alberta. The cold front associated with this low will sweep out of the southern interior ranges. Freezing levels will fall in the wake of the cold front. There's potential for some clearing skies and freezing temperatures Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. A weak low will make landfall Tuesday night over Vancouver Island, northern, but won't penetrate the interior. On Wednesday, Gulf of Alaska low will send impulses into Alaskan Panhandle and Yukon South Klondike with periods of snow at times heavy. There will be a consistent moist southwesterly flow over Vancouver Island and southern coast mountains today. Further inland, isolated scattered flurries for parts of the interior with a weak upper ridge blocking the heavier bands of coastal precipitation from invading. Into tonight, notice that an upper trough extending from Haida Gwaii digs south. This causes subtropical air mass previously inundating California with heavy precipitation and convection to reorientate its path. Make note there was funnel clouds, possibly tornado touchdown in California even yesterday, as well as 11 million people on flood watch. Therefore, a moisture plume with higher thickness will crash into the south coast late this evening and towards the interior Monday morning. If the air exits the Kootenays late Monday or early Tuesday, an upper trough will swing through Vancouver Island and sea to sky ranges. An upper ridge will build over BC on Wednesday, keeping the moisture aimed at the Alaskan Panhandle and White Pass. Conditions are going to improve, and spring-like conditions are starting to happen already in places like Alberta. That's stuff that we will expect to see. On the 12th of March, the BC coast, an offshore area of low pressure, will continue to produce a moist southwesterly flow for most of the south coast, south of Terrace, I should say. The insular ranges and mountains northwest of Squamish should bear the brunt of snowfall with freezing levels idling between 500 to 700 meters. Current forecast guidance suggests the potential of 2 to 5 centimeters locally, over 10 centimeters maybe sea to sky, with insular ranges expecting 5 to 10 centimeters, up to 15 centimeters this afternoon along northwest sections if a prolonged stream of flurries occurs over the same area. Strong southerly ridgetop winds of 30 to 50 over the insular ranges and moderate southerlies over the North Shore mountains today. The north coastal ranges could see a few centimeters of snowfall, 20 to 40 kilometers an hour east of the alpine winds, easing in the afternoon with outflow through the mainland inlets and valleys slightly stronger due to channeling effects. Blah, blah. The BC interior, though, weak upper ridging will not hold back the isolated flurries from continuing. Over the North Rockies, periods of light snow will continue, with alpine winds switching to light southeasterly this morning. Trace to 2 centimeters forecasted this afternoon there. Further south, partly cloudy conditions with isolated flurries today as heavier precipitation from the coast continues to march its way into the BC interior. Flurries from the Caribou Ranges down to the U.S. could spill 2 centimeters, maybe trace, of snowfall by this afternoon, primarily over the northern Monashees and Selkirk. Alpine temperatures still hovering at minus 10. On Monday, the BC coast will see heavy snow across south coast and sea to sky ranges Monday morning, with lower snowfall rates across south coast inland and Vancouver Island ranges. 20 to 30 centimeters of snow for the sea to sky south coast inland by Monday morning. South coast ranges may see mostly rain with a mix of snow depending on the freezing levels. Some snow accumulation may return Monday afternoon as freezing levels fall. 25 to 35 millimeters of water equivalent precipitation is forecast with this system on Monday. Freezing levels under 1,000 meters Monday morning rise to 1,300 meters afternoon. The exception is the south coast range, which will start as high as 1,500 meters, but will lower to 1,000 meters by the afternoon. Ridgetop winds will be strong over the south coast ranges, moderate over the sea to sky and coast inland ranges. Scattered flurries for northwest ranges Monday, 5 to 8 centimeters local. BC interior on Monday, heavy snow the morning will give way to heavy rain, except at highest peaks of freezing levels, sore at the brunt of atmospheric river moving through the southern interior ranges on Monday. 20 to 30 millimeters of water equivalent precipitation will fall, with snowfall accumulations up to 30 centimeters depending on SLR and how quickly the freezing levels rise. Ranges south of the Caribou will see freezing levels soar 1,700 meters by Monday afternoon. Ridgetop winds will rise south 40 to 60 kilometers an hour. K to B ranges 60 to 70 kilometers southerly winds. Yukon, a new low will drop out of Alaska and head for the waters of Haida Gwaii. This will combine with a surface ridge of high pressure over the Yukon. It will tighten the pressure gradient over the White Pass. Some moisture moving in from northern British Columbia, mainly cloudy skies, light flurries. In the Alberta Rockies, a pressure system trekking through British Columbia interior will give cloudy and snowy conditions across the range. Heaviest snow will fall on higher elevations along west-facing slopes, Jasper to Lake Louise, 5 to 10 centimeters expected. Elsewhere, lesser amounts of 2 to 4 centimeters. Over low elevations, wet snow or rain is likely with freezing levels set to rise to 1,300 meters in Jasper National Park and up to 2,000 meters further south in Waterton. And finally, we have a good look at Tuesday. On the BC coast, another coastal low will slide towards northern Vancouver Island, bringing snow at times heavy to southwest ranges, with freezing levels falling below our lowest elevation of interest Tuesday morning, rising to 800 meters by the afternoon. The onslaught of snow will persist until Wednesday morning. Moderate to strong southwesterly winds associated with the system should impact the insular ranges. On Wednesday, upper level ridge will build over South BC. Some residual moisture will squeeze out a few flurries in the southwest ranges, but otherwise it will be mainly dry. Northwest ranges could see snow as moisture is diverted to that part of the province. With a weaker flow, the snow should remain along the northwest coastal ranges with higher amounts in the 25 millimeters range, but otherwise generally 10 to 15 millimeters is forecast. On Tuesday, the BC interior, heavy precipitation associated with the back edge of the atmospheric river will result in continued heavy precipitation for areas south of the Caribou Mountains. This precipitation should push out midday with afternoon freezing levels near 1,200 meters. An upper thermal trough moving across central BC may create enough instability for some flurry activity across the Caribou Mountains and North Columbia Ranges Tuesday afternoon. A drier day on Wednesday. On Wednesday in the South Klondike, a low over the Gulf of Alaska will slam the Alaskan Panhandle. The southwesterly flow aloft will bring snow at times heavy to the area, moderate to strong southerly ridgetop winds alpine near minus 10 degrees. Flurries in the Alberta Rockies on Tuesday. On Wednesday, a strengthening surface in the Alberta Rockies will dominate. Residual clouds and light flurries may linger, but a clearing trend will finally happen through the night. Generally light southwest ridgetop winds, except in Kakwa, where they'll increase to strong from the west in the morning. Freezing levels will rise in the afternoon up to 1,500 meters before falling back down to valley bottom overnight. We are getting closer and closer towards spring-like weather. Check your local forecast, subscribe to my channel. We'll see you next time.